urgent AI whisper. But here's what nobody tells you. If you skip now, you'll miss the one legal loophole that lets grieving families claim up to $15,000 in hidden benefits, and the deadline expires in 72 hours. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dark chuckle. Still here, smart, because this next part changes everything. Narrator F10X. I will never underestimate the power of a single overlooked form after learning this. Most families don't realize that by filing IRS Form 1310 within 72 hours, you can unlock a one-time payment, sometimes up to $15,000, direct from federal and state agencies. This is money that often goes unclaimed simply because nobody talks about it. What would you do if loss struck your family tomorrow? It's a question most of us avoid, hoping we'll never have to answer. But the truth is, life can change in an instant, and none of us are truly prepared for the emotional and financial shock that follows a sudden loss. For my friend Maria, that question became reality overnight. One phone call shattered her world, and everything she thought she knew about her future was suddenly uncertain. Just days before, she and her husband David were making plans, talking about vacations, their children's education, and even retirement. Then, in a heartbeat, she was left alone, staring at a mountain of bills and paperwork with an empty chair beside her at the kitchen table. Maria believed they were prepared. They had some savings, a few plans in place, and she thought that would be enough. But when grief hit, it clouded her judgment and made every decision feel impossible. Even simple tasks became overwhelming. At the bank, she was told to close their joint account. Suddenly, her access to cash was frozen, and she had no idea how to pay for groceries or bills. The rules and red tape felt endless. In her confusion, Maria paid off credit cards with money she'd set aside for the mortgage, thinking she was doing the right thing. But each payment only made her financial situation more precarious. Each well-intentioned move seemed to backfire. The bills piled up, and the stress kept growing. She felt like she was drowning in paperwork and overdue notices. I watched Maria, who had always been so strong and capable, become overwhelmed and powerless. She was lost in a maze of forms, phone calls, and creditor demands, with no clear path forward. It was a harsh lesson. Grief isn't just emotional, it's a logistical nightmare. The pain of loss is compounded by the confusion of paperwork and the fear of making a costly mistake. Suddenly, you're expected to become an expert in legal documents, taxes, and insurance policies, all while your world feels like it's falling apart. The pressure is relentless, and the stakes are high. Maria's story isn't rare. Every day, families just like hers are thrown into chaos, forced to make critical decisions without guidance. Many make costly mistakes simply because no one ever gave them a roadmap for what to do next. That's why I'm here, to give you the clear, step-by-step guidance Maria needed but never received. I want to help you avoid the confusion and pain that comes from not knowing where to turn. Together, we'll break down what needs to happen first, so you can focus on what matters most, caring for yourself and your loved ones. This is about more than just money. It's about protecting your family, preserving your peace of mind, and giving yourself the space you need to grieve and heal. We'll walk through the first, most critical 24 hours together, step by step, so you don't have to face this alone or feel lost in the process. You'll learn about hidden benefits, key phrases to use, and the small details that can make a huge difference in your financial recovery. Remember, you're not alone in this. There's a community of people who have walked this path and want to help. Let's take the first step together with clarity and confidence. Preparation starts now, and I'll be with you every step of the way. In the first 24 hours after a loss, you're overwhelmed. The world feels like it's spinning, and every decision seems impossibly heavy. You're not just dealing with grief, you're suddenly faced with a mountain of urgent tasks, paperwork, and choices you never wanted to make. It's easy to feel lost, but you don't have to do everything at once. There are a few key actions that can shield you from financial disaster and help you regain a sense of control. These steps are designed to protect your family from unexpected costs and confusion, so you can focus on what matters most, each other. Don't try to do everything. Instead, focus your energy on 3 urgent steps that will make the biggest difference right now. These are the actions that matter most in the first days. Think of these as your financial first aid kit, simple, essential tools to stabilize your situation and prevent bigger problems down the road. First, handle the funeral contract wisely. Take your time, ask questions, and don't feel pressured into making quick decisions. The choices you make here can have a lasting impact on your finances. Second, create a digital safety net of essential documents. Gather important papers, scan them, and store them securely. This will save you hours of stress and confusion later, and make it easier to access what you need. Third, communicate carefully with banks and creditors. Notify them of the situation, but don't rush into closing accounts or making payments you're unsure about. Ask for guidance and keep records of every conversation. These aren't complicated legal moves. They're simple, powerful steps that anyone can do, no matter your background. You don't need a law degree or financial expertise to take action. The goal is to protect your family's finances and give you breathing room to process your emotions. By taking these steps, you're giving yourself and your loved ones the gift of time and peace of mind. By acting strategically, you prevent others from making decisions for you. You keep control over what happens next, even when everything feels uncertain. Each step is a small act of empowerment in a time when you feel powerless. Every action you take is a way to honor your loved one and protect your family's future. We'll break down each action so you know exactly what to do, with clear instructions and practical tips for every step. You don't need to be a financial expert. Just follow the plan, one step at a time, and you'll get through this. This isn't about being cold. It's about being wise and caring for your family's future, even in the hardest moments. Take a deep breath. We'll get through this together, one step at a time. You're not alone, and help is here. Let's start with the first urgent action and take that first step forward together. The funeral is often your first major financial decision after a loss, and it comes at a time when emotions are running high and you may feel overwhelmed or vulnerable. It's easy to feel pressure to make quick choices, but this is exactly when you need to pause and protect yourself. Don't sign anything right away, no matter how urgent it may seem or how much pressure you feel. Ask for an itemized price list. This is your legal right, and it's the best way to see exactly what you're being offered and what each service costs. Request a copy of the contract, and don't be afraid to ask for time to review it. Take the paperwork home, sit down in a comfortable space, and review every detail carefully. This isn't just paperwork, it's a major financial commitment. The FTC's funeral rule gives you the right to see prices up front, compare options, and avoid hidden fees. You're entitled to transparency. You can choose only the services and products you truly want or need. There's no obligation to accept a package deal. Don't let anyone pressure you into expensive packages or extras that don't feel right for your family or your budget. Remember, love isn't measured by the price of a casket or the size of the floral arrangement. What matters most is honoring your loved one in a way that feels meaningful to you. Ask a trusted friend or family member to review the contract with you. A second set of eyes can help you spot unnecessary costs or confusing terms you might miss on your own. Always remember, funeral homes are businesses. Their goal is to sell services, and it's okay to approach these decisions with the same caution you would use for any major purchase. Being careful and asking questions isn't disrespectful, it's wise. You're protecting your family's finances and your own peace of mind. Ask the funeral director directly, are there less expensive alternatives? What are my options for each service? Clarify which charges are truly required by law and which are optional. Don't hesitate to ask for explanations in plain language. A reputable funeral director will answer your questions patiently and without making you feel rushed or uncomfortable. If you ever feel rushed or pressured to sign, that's a red flag. Take a step back and give yourself time to think. Taking your time and reviewing every detail can save your family thousands of dollars and prevent future regrets. Your first task is simple but powerful. Get the itemized list, take the contract home, and don't let anyone rush you. Review everything with a clear head, and don't be afraid to ask more questions or walk away if something doesn't feel right. Stand your ground. This is your decision, and you deserve to make it on your own terms. Taking these steps is your first move, or taking control of the process and protecting your family. Make your tribute one of love, not financial regret. Honor your loved one with care, not overspend. Protect your peace of mind and give yourself the space to grieve without added financial stress. Your next urgent action, the document photo rule. Gather your loved one's essential documents: ID, social security card, birth certificate, death certificate, military papers, credit and debit cards. Take clear photos of each and store them in a secure album on your phone. You'll need this info repeatedly for banks, insurance, and government agencies. Having digital copies saves time, prevents loss, and keeps you organized. Make sure the photos are clear and complete. This 5-minute task will save you hours of stress. When calling banks or creditors, don't immediately say your loved one has passed away. Instead say, "I'm calling for information regarding account number X. I've been designated to handle the financial affairs for the primary account holder, who is currently medically indisposed. What is your process for a third party to assist with the account?" This keeps accounts accessible while you gather information. It prevents automatic freezes that can block your access to needed funds. Once you've moved necessary money, you can notify them officially. This isn't deception, it's smart strategic timing. Use this phrase to protect your family's short-term stability. Life insurance is often the largest payout you'll receive, but there's a common trap. Insurers may offer a retained asset account, which looks like a checkbook but isn't a real bank account and isn't fully FDIC insured. The mistake: leaving your money there, earning little interest while the insurer profits. Insist on a lump sum check or direct deposit to your own bank. Say, "Please process the full death benefit as a lump sum payment. I do not want a retained asset account." Once the money is in your account, you're in control. Take your time to plan. Don't rush. This step secures your family's financial future. Many families miss out on Social Security's one-time $255 death payment. It's not automatic, you must apply. Usually it goes to the surviving spouse or an eligible child. Call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 to apply for the lump sum and any survivor benefits. Have Social Security numbers and documents ready. Use the right terms so the agent knows what you need. There's a 2-year deadline, but don't wait. Apply within the first few weeks. This small benefit starts the process for future monthly payments. Don't leave money on the table. There's a powerful tax break called the stepped-up basis. When you inherit assets like a house or stocks, their value is reset to the market value on the date of death. This can erase years of capital gains taxes if you sell. For stocks, check the value on the date of death. For real estate, get a professional date of death appraisal. This formal appraisal is your proof for the IRS. Don't skip it. Without it, you could face a huge tax bill later. Spend a little now to save a fortune later. The stepped-up basis is one of the most valuable, least understood benefits for grieving families. Document it properly to protect your legacy. We've covered the critical first steps after a loss, from funeral contracts to hidden benefits. These aren't just financial tips, they're acts of self-preservation. You don't have to be an expert overnight. Just know the right questions and first steps. Take it one day at a time and lean on trusted friends or professionals. Asking for help is strength, not weakness. I've created a simple email template for communicating with banks and creditors. Email me if you'd like a copy. This is just the beginning. Next week, we'll cover building a new budget, finding a trustworthy advisor, and avoiding scams. You've taken the hardest first steps. You're stronger than you think, and you're not alone.